Hi, I'm John. Welcome to Season 2 of The Business of Being a Postgrad, the podcast where we share real stories, experiences and insights from postgraduate students here at Durham University Business School. Each episode explores the highs, the challenges and everything in between. In this episode, I'm joined by Arline, an MSc Management Supply Chain Logistics student from Singapore. Arline talks about adjusting to different teaching styles, building connections and friendships at Durham, and why pursuing a master's degree is important for her future career goals. With a keen interest in sustainability, Arline shares how the program is helping her explore this passion and how her modules are shaping the way she thinks about supply chains. To start us off, we'll dive into life, your experiences, your journey to Durham, and what made it feel like the right place for you. Hi Arline, welcome to the Business of Being a Postgrad. Thank you for joining us today. If you could just introduce yourself, tell everybody where you come from and what you're studying.
Hi everyone, my name is Arline. So I come from Singapore Poly and I did a top-up degree in University of Plymouth in the UK before coming to Durham University.
What was that transition like coming to Durham University from Singapore, or actually just your original experience coming from Singapore to the UK?
So it was a very, very different experience. Even back then, when I did my degree in Plymouth University, I had my classmate with me because it was a partnership of Singapore Poly and University of Plymouth. So my classmates are kind of like people who I knew before, and it wasn't really a very different experience, just that the environment changed, but the people around me are just the same. But it was very different when I decided to pursue a postgraduate education in Durham University because I didn't know anyone in Durham before, and everybody was new and strange to me, and I was actually a very introverted person, and I wasn't really sure if I would be able to cope or if I can make friends in Durham.
So you mentioned just there that you thought you might feel a bit lonely when you came to Durham, but what has that been? Is that the case, or have you been able to make some friends?
Yeah, I managed to make some friends. I think like I know like people doing my college dinner, talking to people around beside me, and also like doing class, because like for class we have different electives, so we actually like get to talk to more people, and we have actually have a different group every time I change my course, so it was like different group for every single course. So I actually get to know more people.
And what are you currently studying here?
I'm studying in management, supply chain logistics.
And what was your first impression of the business school in Durham when you made that big leap to come here?
I believe that the supply chain and logistic pathway is like 22nd globally, and it was a very, very well-known and British program which is also one of the reasons why I chose to study in Durham University. Another reason that made me choose Durham over other universities is that Durham offers a unique college experience that it's not
common in where you come from.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you aware of the collegiate system before you applied to Durham, or did you find out about it when you were researching Durham?
I thought about it only when I researched about the university and choices that I can do my postgraduate studies in. So it was a research before I actually made my decision.
And what college are you a member of?
I belong to the University College, and it's a very prestigious college.
Yeah, it's a very, very popular college. Yeah. So how has your experience been at University College?
It was very nice, and there are a lot of team formal dinners and also a lot of events. So I joined the MCR, which is the Media Common Room. And for University College, we have team college dinner. For example, I recall during Christmas, there's a Christmas formal dinner. So actually everybody sat on the long red table, and I actually put the cracker with someone
Christmas
beside
cracker,
me
yeah.
that I didn't actually know. So I kind of know about the person there. And we get to connect each other on Instagram, and yeah, it was something that I didn't did in Singapore back then. And also everybody the atmosphere was very good. Everybody was singing Christmas carols.
Yeah, nice. So maybe the formals is not something you've experienced before.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think a lot of people really make the most and enjoy those when they're here. Have you been involved in any other interesting events with University College?
Recently, I've been to the event where they actually show a video of a project that Castle students did. So they actually launched a bear, the university
teddy bear?
college bear. Yes, teddy bear to space. So I thought it was a very interesting project, and it was really, really bold of them to actually have the courage to do this project.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Yeah. Is the bear still in space?
No, they were actually collected it. They actually lost the GPS of the bear.
Oh no!
So they actually are very fortunate to actually find the bear in the end. I'm glad that they did.
Because you've already studied in the UK before, what has been the hardest part about being an international student in the UK?
I think being an international student is hard because, firstly because of the weather. Singapore has a very different weather. It's very hot, and UK is just rainy and colder than Singapore.
Definitely.
Yes, I did actually I get really cold when I first came to UK. I was like shivery and was thinking like, why is this so cold? But
did you pack enough?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because term always starts in the autumn, so it's always you just miss the summer here when it's a little bit warmer. Not as warm as Singapore, but yeah. Any other challenges at all?
I think there's another challenge is that because it's my first time living apart from my family, and I have to like learn to cook and actually like tidy things and actually like plan my own things. So my parents aren't really there like face to face with me to actually support me. So I actually do calls with them, but it's a bit different because like back in Singapore we have them around us who can like just freely talk. But because of the time zone and everything, it wasn't really that easy to find time to actually talk to them after class.
Mm-hmm. Have you made many friends or any connections in Durham?
I did make a few friends, and I actually enjoyed that friendship. It wasn't something that I thought I'll be able to do because I wasn't a really very outgoing person, and I found it a bit difficult to make a lot of friends. I made some acquaintance too.
Mm-hmm. So has Durham kind of helped bring you out of your shell?
Yeah, I wasn't really like this before in Singapore. I was a much more reserved person, and I actually won't dare to like speak out in front of everybody or like approach someone.
Speaking of being involved, am I right that you're a student ambassador for the program?
Yeah, I joined the Student Voice Committee. So the Student Voice Committee is like a bridge between the students and the teacher. So we actually get the feedbacks of the students in the cohort or our program and actually feedback it to the teacher so that they can actually improve student life in the next year.
That sounds very important and very interesting. Next, we'll dive into learning, the classes, experiences and the skills that have shaped your program so far. So just talk a little bit more about your academic experience here. What was it that motivated you to pursue your Masters in Supply Chain Management?
It wasn't an easy decision because for what I know in Singapore, we can actually like get a pretty decent job in what I actually like studied previously in my undergraduate degree, which is maritime business. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking like, was it worth to like study a master pursuing a postgraduate degree, or should I just come out to work after a bachelor degree? So what makes me actually pursue a postgraduate degree is that I actually wanted to know more about the industry. Even at undergraduate degree, I wasn't really sure of like what actually I need to do, and I don't think I regretted this decision because from the lessons that I have and the courses that I did in Durham University, the teachers are taught about deeper concepts that I actually didn't really think about in my undergraduate degree, but I did my undergraduate degree, and there are new things that I considered.
Yeah, what makes the program so far so special for you?
There's many programs that, for example, for my sustainable and digital procurement course that I did in this term. So initially I thought that procurement just involved like getting the cheapest cost or just getting the like most profit for the company, which is I think
that's the case.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that case. That we actually have to consider much more things like the quality and also contract, the reputations, and there's a lot of stuff that we have to consider, not just the cost. So we are not actually like looking for the supplier that can offer the lowest cost, but an overall of suppliers that we need to find.
Do you have an interest in sustainability?
Yeah, I think it's one of the hot topics, and I think a lot of university and companies actually like promoting more sustainable,
A sustainable outlook or
yeah,
sustainable?
sustainable outlook.
Yeah, how are the modules helping change the way you think about sustainability?
I think most of the time, like we think that me as a person can't really do much impact to the society, to the sustainable outlook, because we are just individual. But it wasn't really that case that actually like we realized that actually consumers could influence companies. Well, companies may just like look at the profit and not willing to like go for sustainable because it's a huge investment and they don't really see the benefit of doing this. But it isn't really that case, because as international regulations actually like promotes for like more sustainable, more like lesser carbon footprints.
Business analytics is another key part of the program. How has learning analytical methods helped you make decisions within the program, and how do you think it'll help you going forward?
Yeah, so actually I did something that's similar, which is business analytics in Singapore Poly, but it was much different because when I did my business analytics in Singapore Poly, it was mostly focused on Excel. And actually, like when I studied about business analytics in Durham University, I thought it would be like something that is similar, but it wasn't really that similar, because in business analytics, let me learn more about the relationship between statistics and sales or statistics and performance of the business. So you actually analyze about the relationship and why it's causing that problem, and it's not just the numbers, it's about the relationship.
And before you came to Durham, do you have any professional experience? Have you done any internships back in Singapore?
I actually did an internship in Francosis Marine in Singapore Poly. So Francosis Marine is an offshore supplying company which actually supplies caters of food products and frozen products, actually just supplies to shipping companies. So I'm actually like in the key accounts, which is a department where we actually gather purchasing order and actually like stocks and also file stocks and provide the best price for the shipping company.
It sounds really interesting. How have you been able to kind of bring that experience you've had onto the course? Has it helped you contribute to kind of any group discussions or?
I actually have a project during my internship in Francosis Marine where we are actually supposed for the warehouse supply. So we are supposed to check the warehouse, and we actually get to know about how the warehouse works and how they actually like ensure that they actually supply the resources that the shipping company needs. And we actually encounter like problems halfway when the delivery company didn't actually turn up on time for the product, and the shipping company was chasing for the product already. So it was a problem that we have to solve in the company. So you
did that on the program. That was like a real case study.
Yeah.
What additional opportunities have you been involved with on the program? Have you attended any guest speaker sessions or any kind of networking events?
Of course, like for many of our courses, we actually have guest speakers to talk about their industry experience, their insights, and even beyond the classroom, there are also career talks and also guest speakers talks organized by the school or the business school for students. So we actually exposed to a lot of like industry insights and also a lot of guest speakers, which I think is good to hear from their experience.
Any that stand out to you? Any inspiring talks so far?
Actually, there's a trip to Amazon that was organized by our course leader, one of the course leader. So we actually went to the Durham Amazon fulfillment center to see how the last mile sorting of the goods and stuff.
Yeah, I bet that's really interesting to go and see behind the scenes in Amazon.
Yeah, there's a lot of robots that everything was automated.
Robots.
And it actually made me think that maybe like a good supply chain shouldn't just focus on speed, but also like designed to actually help people.
Really interesting. Have there been any academic staff at all that have supported you since you've been here?
I think our teachers are really helpful, and even if they didn't actually teach us, they actually offered to help. For example, for our business project, Professor Kabo actually offered to help us to let us find her if we encounter any problems in statistics. And she's not actually my supervisor, so it was like very kind of her to do that. And And it's not just her, like many teachers actually also offer to help if like our dissertation or and other materials that even if they didn't actually teach.
So does the teaching style, is it different to what you've experienced before? Or is it quite similar?
It wasn't that similar because over here we have seminars, we have workshops, and previously I only experienced like lessons. So the teacher just teach us and we learn and that's all. We don't actually have seminars and workshops. And here we have small groups discussions in seminar where like we actually analyze case studies in every like seminar, which actually like links like theory and real life cases.
Do you enjoy the seminars more than the lectures?
Actually, I enjoy both.
Enjoy both.
I think lecture gave us the theory, while seminars is using our theory that we learn in class to help us.
And I did hear you mention the business project before, which is the alternative to the classic dissertation that students can do on the MSc Management programs. Is that something that you found very interesting before you came to Durham, or one of the reasons why you chose the program?
Yes, because at least for the schools that I actually been to, they only offered dissertations. So business project was something new. I was a bit lost at the start. I didn't know what it's about, but I thought that...
Maybe for our audience, would you like to explain maybe what the business project is for people who wouldn't be familiar?
So we actually find companies ourselves, and there's also like some companies that our lecturers help us to find. So we actually the lecturers actually like scope down a business problem for the company, and we actually give suggestions and recommendations and analyze the business problem, which is I think a bit more challenging than dissertation.
And you're gaining that kind of industry exposure
yes.
and networking as well. How would you describe the rest of your cohort and peers on your program?
Oh, my peers, they're actually really like, I think they're all very hardworking, very good students, and actually I think they're very smart. Because like sometimes during like my lessons I actually like don't know, so I actually like ask my peers for help, and actually my friends actually help me with this, so I think they're really good and very kind to me.
Is it a good mix of people from different backgrounds and experiences?
Yeah, there are many people from like different backgrounds in my course. So there are people from Taiwan, people from China, people from Myanmar, people from Thailand, and also.
And looking ahead on the program, are there any modules you're interested in looking forward to studying in term 3?
Oh, I actually signed up for the AI and Digital Transformation program, which is in the next term, and I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's an important part in because AI is a growing trend, and it would help me or help us in our future career because we have to adapt to the digital changes.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. And to wrap it up, we'll move into lessons, your key takeaways and advice for future postgrads. What's been one of the biggest challenges so far?
Well, the biggest challenge is that for this term, things are more intense and more difficult than the previous term. So we actually, I think one of the most important thing that we need to do is that we have to have like self-directed learning. So it's in Singapore, we actually have teachers that actually guide us on what we should do, and it's like more like a spoon-feeding process.
Okay.
But I think in UK, things are more like you have to do it yourself, and you have to take initiative, be self-initiated to like read the leading lists, to like know more about what is going to be taught in the lecture, so that you can follow.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've got a lot of self preparation to do. What's been one of the most rewarding experiences so far? Could be both on the program, or it could just be about yourself and your own journey.
One of the most rewarding things. I think there's many rewarding things in this program.
That's good.
No matter it's the experience that I have in the college, or like the things that I learned during my course and my lessons, or is it to the friendship or the like connections that I actually made in this program. I think it's all very rewarding to me.
What impact do you hope that you can make on supply chain industry?
I won't say that impact that I could really make a big impact, but I just hope that I could bring maybe make people think more about sustainable procurement and thinking of the sustainable when doing procurement process, or maybe like in doing operations and stuff, because procurement department actually works with like the engineers and also the other departments. to collaborate.
And do you think the program is helping you build those skills to move on into your career?
Yes, I think programs actually helped me. Like, first is like the knowledge that I actually did, and also the presentation that the courses did make me more open and outgoing, so that I could share my thoughts. And it's very nice that people actually don't like say that you're so weird. Why you giving this thought, or like this idea is wrong. They actually don't say that. They actually they're very encouraging, and they actually just say, yo, you can reconsider the idea. Yeah, but
happy to hear that the cohort is encouraging and the program's giving you those skills. Coming back to the advice for maybe somebody thinking about pursuing this program, why should somebody study supply chain management?
Before I actually did, when for my postgraduate, I actually asked my classmates in University of Plymouth if they would be continuing with a master degree, because it's not a really very common thing and they actually, most of them didn't actually wanted to continue for postgraduate degree because they thought that a bachelor degree is enough for them.
Yeah.
And they don't actually think that a master degree would actually help them their career. I just think that and at the end of the day, it's not just about the paper, but it's also about the opening your eyes, perspective to knowing more things, and also it's also a unique experience that I don't think I would actually get in my working life.
Supply chain is a global industry,
Yes.
so your exposure here to meeting new cultures and people from all around the world and different companies, is that experience helping you?
Yes, actually I noticed that my classmates actually give very interesting things that I actually didn't talk about because of their life in other countries, and because things are really different from us, and which actually shape our personalities and also our ideas and perspective. So I think it was good to being exposed to these kind of perspectives.
Looking ahead, obviously we're halfway through the year now. You've got kind of a busy term to go still. What are your kind of plans at the moment after graduation?
After graduation, I think of going back to Singapore. I'm looking for the shipping company. Just to explain why I actually choose the logistics as a supply chain logistics instead of a maritime program, because I think that logistics supply chain should cover the bigger part of maritime. Maritime is just the one part of the supply chain, and it's all actually related. And it was interesting to get something to know about more instead of just the maritime.
Finally, we're asking all of our guests this season to share one thing that is still on their Durham bucket list. What is one thing that you'd like to still do in Durham before you graduate?
Oh, I want to go to Sunderland.
Sunderland?
Yeah.
Yeah. The city?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
nice.
exposed other cities in the UK.
Yeah. Have you explored much of the UK?
Not actually.
Not too much yet.
But we have plans during the holidays to visit some of the cities.
Okay, nice. Where?
We're going for Ireland.
Ireland. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. To Dublin?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate and subscribe.